Ladies, it's time to fill your cup with a cup of Queens. A new podcast on Instagram is serving up all things women empowerment and filling your cup with motivation. Joining us today, Paige Alexander and Saray Kellen. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello.
I'm very excited about this. I'm very pro-woman, obviously, and I think that you guys are on board here too. So if people haven't heard, because this is really new, what is Cup of Queens?
Yeah, so Cup of Queens, we're a local podcast in the Fargo-Moorhead community, and there's so many incredible women doing incredible things right here in our backyard. And what better way to celebrate those women and recognize them than by doing a podcast? And so we just want to fill women up with motivation, inspiration, and all things good. So what a great way to start off your week than by listening to a podcast on a Monday.
Okay, so you've done a couple. Can you say who inspired you to start this, and then who have you featured already?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have done a couple, so we have 4 episodes out. I would say the inspiration was really just the women in our lives. We know a lot of incredible people, and we're like, how can we share these stories? More people need to know about this. So a couple of our guests have been Michaela with Salon Duo and Haley Holcomb, who owns Power Plate Meals, and then Kaylee Omang, who started Fargo Editorial Society. She's a local photographer. So it's really broad and open to just anyone doing cool things in the community.
Everybody has a story to tell and share, so we just want to bring light to all of that.
How did you come up with Cup of Queens?
So we were really stuck on the word fill. Like, how can we fill you with motivation and empowerment? And that kind of, I feel like that was really the inspiration, right?
Yeah, it really snowballed. Okay, what do you fill? You fill your cup, and everyone fills their cup with something different every day to get through the day. We drink a lot of coffee. That gets us through the day, but how can we fill people with more than just a podcast? How can we fill them with stories that are really going to inspire them to take that next jump in their career or start something like a podcast, do that thing that they've always been dreaming of. So
how can they just start tomorrow?
Yeah, Cup of Queens. We want to fill people with the amazing queens that we're interviewing.
And I feel like there's way too much, especially with women, where we tear each other down. We're fighting each other instead of lifting each other up. And I feel like this is exactly what I aspire to be myself and aspire for other women to be like as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. I know Saray agrees too. So it's been really fun to hear all these women's different stories, how they've been impacted, how they've been able to rise above. And it's just been really great. I'm all here for it, taking all the notes, and I want to fill my cup as well.
Yeah.
So.
How can people find you on Instagram?
Yeah, so we're going to be on Instagram and Facebook. Cup of Queens is where you can find us. And that's going to be where we post everything. So we have some fun stuff that we'll post. We'll always announce who our next guest is and where you can find our episodes. But if you are just wanting to listen straight to the podcast, you can look us up Cup of Queens on Spotify and Cup of Queens on Apple Music.
How long are they typically?
They kind of vary. The first one was a little bit shorter. Typically anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes they're really good, so there's a lot of things to share.
Yeah.
Are you inviting people to give you suggestions? How are you finding your next people?
Yeah, so we actually haven't announced this yet, but we're going to be doing what's called a Queen nomination. So people are able to fill out a form fill, which we will release, to give us, hey, my girlfriend is killing it. You guys should interview her, or my next door neighbor. So we're welcoming any and all suggestions from people.
I love it. Cup of Queens, check them out on Instagram and Facebook. Exactly what we need to all fill up our cups. I love it. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Stay with us. Coming up next, a lot of parents opted for a gap year for their kindergartners during the pandemic, but life can't remain on hold. We're talking to Fargo Public Schools next about getting your little ones signed up for their first year of school.